So, we're going up to Jerusalem. This took us somewhere around 2 hours, but that's because traffic is basically terrible. In Jerusalem, we're gonna try and hit as many of the cool places as possible. Okay, so we're entering one of the gates of Jerusalem. Just came through the Joppa gate, entering the old market now. See you there in a bit. Okay, so we're going to the Christian Quarter right now. So yeah, we're on our way to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre.
حلو حلو.
So, guess what? You hear the call to prayer. You know why that is there? Well, because one of the caliphites of Muhammad back in the day came to Jerusalem, and he came to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which you'll see in a second. But he did not want to pray in the church, so it does not become a mosque. Instead, he went a bit further and he prayed there. And where he prayed now, there is a mosque. It's this one, and that's the call to prayer. Now, here's the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Now we're going to go into the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. We're not allowed to film in there. But that's not going to stop us. We're just going to go undercover.
We're going to try our best.
We're going to try our best. Yeah. Come with us. I gotta tell you something. There's 3 Easters in Israel. That's because of the different groups that celebrate it. And we just celebrated the Resurrection Sunday for the Eastern Church. And now it's the Armenian. We're gonna go around right here, show you some other stuff. There's a lot of people trying to get into this smaller church place, but we're not going to go in there because that would take forever. We're just going to take a look outside, go around the church. It said Jesus had walked through here on his way to the crucifixion site where he was crucified. See, I've been asked before, how do you know if this is really the place or not? And one of the answers is tradition. You see, when a lot of people came here early on for pilgrimage, they asked about where places were. And we're talking maybe 200-300 years after the fact. And that means that tradition was still alive. And the area had not changed that much. So more or less they were able to tell where certain things were. we passed through the Christian quarter. I have a sense we're passing through the Muslim quarter right now, so. So let me explain something. We just asked these guys if we could pass through there to the Temple Mount, which in my mind translates to the Western Wall, but it shouldn't. Temple Mount, that's where Dome of the Rock is. And right now, because of the tension in the city, only Muslims are allowed to go to the Temple Mount, aka the Dome of the Rock. So we're Christians, and that means we're not allowed to go there.
That's bad.
Well, it keeps the peace.
Yeah.
Wow, it's very bright over here. There is a law in Jerusalem that says that every building must either be built using stone or it must be covered with stone on the outside. And that's why, take a look around. All the buildings are covered in stone. It's so bright, so hard to look because of the bright color, the bright tone of the ground as well. Now, what you see behind me is not a part of the original temple. It is a part of where the original Jerusalem wall was. And it is the closest point to where the original temple was back then. So that's why this is a very holy place for the Jewish people. They come here to pray as close as possible to where the temple was. Here's a tricky bit though. Women are not allowed to be on that side, only men can go there. And women can go pray over there, a bit further away. Now, one of the problems right now is there's the Dome of the Rock, and it is built on top of where the original temple was. It's definitely one of the main reasons for conflict in this area. But let me show you around a little bit. Oh, so we just walked through the whole thing of the old city. We just crossed the old city from one side to the other. We came out of the Damascus Gate and we're headed to one of my favorite places here in Jerusalem. And I'm gonna keep that a surprise, but if you're ever in Jerusalem, you have to come and see it. It's so significant.
Yeah, it's such an amazing place.
Okay, nothing important happened there. But, okay, I'm not gonna spoil it. Let's go. Okay, now I'm gonna talk very quietly here because of just how quiet this place is. I mean, so quiet it brings in cats that make them run away. So we are in a place called the Garden Tomb. It is one of my absolute favorite places in Jerusalem to visit. Like, if you have to visit 3 places in Jerusalem, you gotta visit the Mount of Olives, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and this place. Michael and I just took a 2-minute walk from the old city, and listen. Birds. It's so quiet here. Actually, Michael went to take a nap because of how quiet it is. So the point behind this place is to just settle down, be in a quiet place, in a garden. Look how beautiful this is. And here you can just think about God's love, about Jesus dying on the cross, being buried in a tomb just like the one they have here, and rising from the dead on the 3rd day. this is a tomb. They used to have a door that says he is risen. I thought that was very cool. Okay, so all this walking and talking's gotten us hungry, so we asked about, and they told us, they told us there's a good place here, so we're gonna go ahead and look for it. They say it's called the Torch, surely. We're on Salah ad-Din streets. So we just finished our meal.
Eating, yeah.
We can hardly move. Can you move?
Absolutely not.
So here's the thing. We parked the car and went into the old city, hit the spots. We came out of the old city on the other end. Just had a very good lunch. Now we gotta find our way back to the car. This in itself is going to prove to be a unique adventure, so well, Michael says he knows how to get us there. We're going to walk. We're not going to take public transportation.
Well, Google Maps will get us there, like me, so
we're bound to get lost. I think we're doing good.
yeah.
Well, we're doing well. That's the proper grammar.
We done 13 minutes walking.
Right, let's go. Whew. So we found the car. We're tired.
Yeah.
And in typical Israeli traffic fashion, we are stuck again. Now, the next place we're going, which is the Mount of Olives, is only 4 kilometers, which is like 2.8 miles, okay? And it's gonna take us 20 minutes.
It's insane, man.
So, yeah, I could get there.
You can get there running in 20 minutes.
I bet I could get there walking in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Actually, you know, we should not.
We should not walk. No. We are definitely tired. So.
Okay, so we just arrived at Mount of Olives. As expected, there's a lot of tourists here, but this is probably one of the best lookouts over the holy city. So check this out. So, see that thing with the golden dome? That's called the Dome of the Rock. There's also the other dome, that's Al-Aqsa, if you hear that. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but right here, there's a gate. I'm not sure, but I think it was open at one time, but it is not anymore. Oh, by the way, down there, you can't probably see it from here, but there's a church right over here. And there's a very old olive grove. Olive trees, they are said to be around 2,000 years old. And that's where they say Jesus prayed that night when they came and took him to be crucified. By the way, remember we were at the western wall, and it's just behind, see this? It's just behind it, that's where we were. So we've covered quite a bit of Jerusalem, and I think it's time for us to call it a day and head home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so see you, bye.